As the school year gets underway, we know many high school seniors are already turning their attention to applying for college. That process could look a lot different this year after the Supreme Court made a major change to college admissions.
Yeah, back in June, the Supreme Court effectively ended race as a consideration on applications, a program known as affirmative action. Denver 7 reporter and attorney Jessica Crawford joins us now because legal experts now have advice for students to navigate this new path and stand out in a competitive environment.
Yes, part of that environment already changing now that SCOTUS has overruled affirmative action. Some colleges like Mizzou have said they'll no longer offer scholarships that take race or ethnicity into consideration. Race-conscious admissions allowed prestigious schools to consider race as one of many factors, but not the deciding factor of whether a qualified student could be admitted. Legal experts say it's time for those qualified students who could have benefited from affirmative action in the past to get more competitive than ever when it comes to grades and test scores.
Osei Okihan is one of Stanford University's newest students.
It is really bigger than like Disneyland or like something like that.
The semester hasn't even started yet, but Osei has already made his way from Aurora, Colorado to Palo Alto, California, and it's all to prep for the school year.
Just moving into my dorm with all my luggage and then really seeing like, wow, I am really here.
For the Rangeview High School graduate, academics has always been top of mind.
My parents, as they were immigrants from Nigeria,
Osei saw his mother, who had already had a degree from Nigeria, have to go back to school in the United States. Osei says both his parents would constantly encourage him.
they would always tell us how much important academics were and how many doors it could open for us. It was really ingrained to me and my brothers to like pursue academics well.
And he did.
I made sure that the classes I took were the hardest classes that were offered at my high school.
He utilized practice SAT resources at his school and then found extra resources online in his own time, like Khan Academy, which even gave him an SAT study schedule.
If I wanted to do the writing section, 1 week I could do that and then take a practice test either every 2 or 3 weeks leading up to the April of taking the SAT.
Now you know that your grades are going to have to be top-notch. Your test scores are going to have to be top-notch.
Edward C. Hopkins Jr. is a civil rights attorney at Rathod Muhammad Bai. He says the Supreme Court's decision to effectively end race-conscious admissions programs at colleges across the country will have an impact on the student population at prestigious universities.
I think we're going to initially see a decrease in the number of what I'll call BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, Black and brown students. I think there's going to be a slight decrease over the first couple of 5 to 10 years. But after that, when society adjusts, households adjust, and they understand the new rules of the competition, there's not going to be a significant impact.
So what is your advice for students right now who are getting ready to apply to college or getting ready to apply for scholarships, and they know that there's this big change with affirmative action?
If you're coming from a middle class or working class family, it's smart now to try to secure resources to get things like tutors, things like test prep courses. Students who really want to fight for the seats at elite schools, they need to get all the resources they can to help them score very high on the standardized test scores, as high as they can.
Hopkins also says to emphasize your diverse background, which colleges can still consider. He suggests that organizations that are committed to diversity should offer free test prep. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado is doing just that with their Big Futures program.
We'll be working with groups, and we'll have lessons, and we'll be able to just support students with their college and career readiness.
For students who are interested in attending elite colleges, all that prep can really pay off. Osei dedicated years to studying, playing sports, and mentoring other kids. As he studies computer science at Stanford, he knows the knowledge he'll gain along the way will help him do what he cares about the most, helping his community.
I think I'll be able to influence others like in a mentorship way. So being able to not just teach like education things, but ideas such as like self-growth and like self-worth and like self-discipline as well.
hope he comes back here.
Yeah. I mean, Osei is an incredible all-around person, but he definitely also kind of gives you that inspiration to just work really hard when it comes to those academics.
Oh,
Yeah.
he worked really hard.
Extremely hard.
I don't know if I could work that hard. I mean, the SATs, studying for
Yeah.
those, it's hard. A lot of schools don't even require them now, so I wonder how that'll impact things. And
Exactly. I think a lot of those elite colleges, that is something that students are going to want to look out for. So one thing that Osei did was use online resources to be able to study for his SATs. I did put links up to several of those free and low cost resources that kids can use online.
Yeah, it's not just about the material. You got to learn the format of the test too. That can be
Yes.
stressful.